In this episode, I see a truck. I drive around town. And I dance at the racetrack with my friends. What I did was I got the hood out. I started cleaning it up. I had some putty on here. I got to clean all that off. Got some broken bolts here. I need to take all them out. And I was going to do the hood separate than the cowl, but I think I'm going to do all in one shot. So there's no seams because there's so much to work. Whoa, wait, I hear something. Oh yeah, look at that. Can't go wrong. You know what that is? You know what that is? Dude! All right. I gotta open up shop. That is, had to move all my big boxes out of the way of the door, but that is parts delivery. That's parts delivery we've been waiting for. This is from AMD Metals. I literally called them on, I don't know, I think Tuesday. Maybe it was, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And I packed it up immediately, threw it on a truck. I'm in Tennessee, they're in Georgia, it's here. Let's go see. Oh man. Oh well, I got plenty of boxes to go to the dump, and we will crack that open because I have to get that out of the way. We're actually gonna do a test and tune this weekend with my buddy Will down at Big Oak Garage. So I just literally found out about it like 10 minutes ago. Super exciting. So, but anyways, this is for Sloppy. Like I said, I called my buddies over there, and wow, they got this thing here like super fast. There's a truck outside. Okay, we're at the radiator part. We're gonna put a block down here so that is about even with the bottom of the car. So I can't have a radiator below that. And all right, so I unbolted the radiator off of my old car because it's gonna be probably 6 months before I get this one all torn apart and back together needing a radiator. So let's see, we're gonna borrow this radiator. Oh man, that's heavy with all the gear on it. All right, so drop it in. Oh, yeah, it's kind of tight. Well, maybe I can use it. I don't know if I can close the hood over that though. That's kind of, how much of that is hanging below the car? That ain't bad. All right, that's fine. The petcock's kind of close there, and this is tight. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much I can swing that bottom out. I mean, oh man, I'm dropping fluid everywhere. That radiator still has a ton of fluid in it. Oh, that radiator didn't fit, as you saw. So I do have a slight advantage, probably over other people, A buddy of mine has a salvage yard, or a, I don't know, what do you call them nowadays? Junkyard? Reclamation yard? I don't know. I'm sure there's a fancy name for it. And how I met him is I actually am an announcer for a crazy event we do here in Tennessee called the Junk Car Jump and Run. Here's what it looks like.
Suzuki. They're being tight. They're going to go to the first corner. They know. There they go. Now they can race. First corner's down. Here we go. Going on the inside. Going to push wide. Oh, there.
Okay. It is a tremendous amount of fun to race these cars like that. Well, in order to get these cars, you know, they're $500 scrap cars. And you end up meeting some fun people, and I, on the way home yesterday, after finding out the Radiator did not fit, stopped by the yard and talked to my bud, and he said, yeah, I'll give you a Radiator. He says, you pulling it out? I said, yeah, I'll take it out. He goes, you can have it for free. So once again, another cool part going into Sloppy, into the Mark II. And let's get in the yard here and see what we can pull out. And he's got another jump and run car that maybe I'll take you up here and you can kind of see what we work with. All right, well, pulling into his yard. He's got cars everywhere. I'm gonna park right here. You can kind of see he's got some cool stuff. And all right. Don't you just love junkyards? Salvage yards? Reclamation yards? I don't know what they call them anymore. Yeah, I love it. This is my secret spot. The reason I say that is that I don't know if you can see it. Can you see through those trees way over there? I mean, past that shed and way over. That's my house. That's my acreage, and that's my house right there. And my buddy's place is right here, basically in my backyard. In the summertime, you can't see it. All the trees are filled in my property, his property. But when summer's not here, I can see when he's working late at night. And you can see when I'm in the shop over there. Anyways, we're gonna pull a free radiator out of something. I think we'll start with this little Chevy Cavalier. It's got a pretty small radiator. I'm looking for something very small to fit in the nose of that Camaro, but still be capable. So I'm gonna measure it out. So I'm gonna pull the cover off and see what we get. I brought snacks. I thought I'd be here a while.
One minute, 37 seconds later.
All right. Well, I got this radiator out, and I don't know if it's gonna be enough, but we're gonna give it a shot. You know, the height is right. The petcock is on the correct side, away from it, and the inlet and outlet hoses are the right diameters. It's tough, but we'll see if it works. Well, that was an adventure. I got the radiator out, and I managed to score not only a free radiator, but a free power steering pump that we'll clean up and put new O-rings and seals in. And my bud knows I'm looking for a good alternator and a good starter off of one of these trucks. that come in. They'll come in with brand new stuff on them. Like I was looking at that little Cavalier. It's got a brand new brand new alternator and a brand new starter. They were shiny. Oh, I better put my seatbelt on. We're on the county line right now, but we are getting ready to cross over into city limits. All right, go head back to the shop. Man, we were bouncing back and forth. First we had this one in, which was the radiator off of my old car. Then I pulled it out and we ran over and got another radiator from the salvage yard, and I put it in, and it won't work because the well, it's just a hair too wide. The outlet, this outlet here comes out down below, and it's actually behind this frame. So I got the height right, but the width was too wide. I mean, so I could probably go dig through some more cars, or I just won't put as much angle on this radiator as I wanted. I wanted to lay it down more than it is, but I cannot. And the reason I can't is if you look down here, I don't know if you can see it, the petcock is right there next to the steering box, so it gets a little tight. Let me get a light. Oh, so if you look down in there, you can just see that petcock is right next to the steering box. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. Anyways, so why is this so difficult? You know, I had somebody else was saying, oh, you could do this and you could do that, but you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the videos and remember, we moved that frame. We got rid of the subframe bushings. So we moved that frame an inch and a half roughly up. So that means every single piece moves up 1.5 inches. So the radiator moved up 1.5 inches. So that makes the radiator like 2 inches too tall. Everything has to move up. Everything moved up. So everything is now too high for the hood. So we're having to customize. We had to customize our own motor mounts to set the motor where we needed, above the frame rail, below the hood. And we're doing the same thing with the radiator. You can't use a factory radiator because it's designed to sit up 2 inches higher. And we're not doing that. So that is why. So, you know, it's really all custom, and it's a tremendous amount of fun. But anyways, this is what direction I think I'm gonna go. I got it high enough off the ground that it's not hanging below the body any, and below the level of the hood that's going to be on here. And I don't have as much angle in it as I wanted, but it'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, I'm going to keep right on going. All right, let's take a look at what I did for the radiator mount. Not a big deal. The upper part of the radiator, it's got these little tabs on it right here. So what I did is I just made a steel bar, punched a hole in one end and just welded it to the bar here. And then down below, since this radiator has an ear coming off of here, I just made a flat piece of steel and I just tack welded to the frame. I'll come back and weld it nicely, and then we'll trim the top here so it fits better. Well, that's kind of where we're at. I'll show you it's the same on this side. Did a lower plate down here, tacked it top and bottom. We'll end up trimming it so it fits nicely. We'll drill a couple holes here to hold, the radiator, and then an upper bar. Ooh, it's still warm. I just put it in place so it's not all the leverage is on the bottom part of that bar. Man, that bar's still hot. Touched it twice. Dang, dummy. Well, ended up going with the radiator anyways. I didn't get as much tilt out of it as I want, but it's okay. I will use that radiator, and thanks for my buddy for giving me that one, but we'll put it off to the side. We'll use it on something else. Oh, this is awesome. You saw when this came in. Whew, I'm excited. I'm gonna cut it open and see what kind of cool stuff I got. I know what I got. I just want to see it. I want to see it. Hey, my lens dirty. That's better. Let's see. Oh my gosh, they sent a really, oh, what's this heavy box in here? Oh my gosh, this is super heavy. Oh. Awesome. Sent me a whole bunch of books, a whole bunch of catalogs. That's holy smoke, that's awesome. They sent the whole box full of them. Isn't that cool? That's cool. I have a bunch of customers that could use these, and it's just cool. Thank you guys. This is cool to see. Look at that. This fender is just, oh, that's cool. Nicely done. Oh. Whew. Well, all right, we're back in the shop, and I've got one of the quarter panel here, and we're gonna cut it up mildly and see how much work we've got to do to get it on that quarter. We already know what the front looks like. We're gonna try and see if we can get this back to look right and how much work it's gonna take. All right, so first things first, this is not a skin, it's actual quarter panel. So I don't need any of this right here, because that's the part that's inside this door. And on this car, it's in really good shape. You know, down here it's kind of crappy, but you know, we'll see what we can do with all that, because we're gonna have a new panel on there. Yeah. And then I only need it to here to flow off of this panel out and then down. So yeah, somewhere in here we got to cut it. I'm gonna mark it up just so I can remember, because at this point I can't remember anything. About as close as I can guess right now. All right. Well, I just cut the tail edge of that panel off. I probably have to cut more, because the way the wing is set up on, where the spoiler is set up on the 70s, like 75 and 76s. But we'll see. Ooh. Well, let's let's see if we can put a panel on there and how much work we got to do to make it look like the render. All right, well, so I'll probably have to cut this back again, but as a trial fit, let's see what we get. Some magnets. Oh, that's not very good. There we go. Ooh, all right. Okay, we got some curvature here in the front. Let me, hold on. Come on. So, what we're looking at is we're coming off the panel at the top correct. We've slid it out some, so we've got to get rid of some of this because we need to bring that panel out. That's what we did here. And you can see that we're coming out off the body nicely and then out around the wheel. So I think this bottom side, I can't do it right now. Let me see if I can do it. I think this bottom section just needs to be, I need to put a little work into it and see if I can bend it slightly here and curve it back in to kind of, because it doesn't have to go all the way to the body because we're going to have to put something there because that's going to be the intake. How much did we add to it? All right, so it's about the same. You can see there's the flow in it. Okay, looks like it needs to go back. Needs to go back a little. And then, yeah, let me stick the front panel on there and let's see what we get. Okay, well, I stuck the front panel on. Just a couple of magnets. I guess I didn't. let me try it again. Need stronger magnets like I use in the back. I gotta trim my panel again. So down here at the bottom, trim it because I need to get away from the spoiler section. Let me do that real fast. Now, all right. Oh. There's our rough end. Rear quarter panel. Gotta bring the bottom in. So I'm gonna have to cut it. I'll cut it right here. And that way I can bend it in some. I'll kind of do the same thing in the back. But a lot of that back's gonna be cut off because I'm not having it hang down. I don't think I'm having it hang down. Do I like it this way, guys? Or are we gonna just cut it off like I did with the inner part? I don't know. Man, that's a tough one. I love the body coming out and around. We kept our body line in the same spot. That helps tuck the tire, which looks sweet and swallows up that whole 315. Man. Love it. It looks great. Let's take a look at the car from a different angle here. This is why it's on the ground, because it has to have a certain look. So Yeah, those AMD quarters are going to be awesome on there. Man, it's going to give us the look we want. Oh, let me do a couple more things. Like I said, let me cut it right here so I can get the lower section to come in some, so we can have a nice inlet coming through the front. And then once I do that, I can figure out how high I want it to come up here. Cool. You know, what I'm working on now is the transmission tunnel. You know, all I'm doing is taking this 16 gauge steel, I just bend it right here on the ground on that little blanket, and I'm just trying to fit it all in here. And then I got the height on this one pretty good. Gotta probably angle it this way so it kind of angles down more and meets down back here at the back. And then I got to work on this front. I actually had to split it because I made the piece too big, and then my curve was wrong, so then I just stuck the magnets to kind of hold it together, because I do want it to be on the outside of this, and then I can run a little weld on there. But that's what I'm working on. Okay, I took a break. We are not in the shop for a moment. We loaded up the car. I loaded up the car for Susie's car, and we headed down to Alabama to Grip Autocross. My buddy Will Posey puts this on, and he was just doing a test and tune day. You know, a bunch of us come out and play. We set up the track, put the timer up even so we could play. You know, we're not keeping scores, we're not doing anything. It's literally about just getting some seat time. So, as I'm walking through, I don't know if you can see, we got a great selection of cars. Come on. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, today.
We're gonna walk up this way. Actually, looks like Susie is on the line. I didn't even know she was up here already. Well, let's see what she does. She hasn't even walked the course yet, so it's going to be a slow amble, I believe, around the track. Morning. Grip, as you can see, and we got the timers going, and this is what we're doing there. So you got a stage up line right here, and then you wait for the green. I make sure the track is clear. Green comes up, allows you to stage. That starts the timer instantly. You can see the timer down there collected our times. See? Proof that you can autocross anything. Big block with a blower. Radiators in the back, Mustang 2 suspension on it. Come on, you can run anything out here. It's awesome, and it's fast. Four trucks coming through. That little sideways action goes to the gate. 36. See, it was faster than the Porsche. That Porsche had a 38. Welded it. Welded it. Welded it. Weld. 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 All right. Well, I'm ready to end the video. And I want to thank AMD, of course, for giving me some awesome sheet metal, even though they know I was going to chop it up. And I'm super excited how cool it's coming along. did a bunch of welding and then welding and more welding. And then I got the radiator support in. We went to the junkyard. We went to the racetrack. And the only thing I got left to do is say thank you. And please, please like and subscribe. We're building a fun car. It's not a super long project. I mean, we're gonna get it out ugly. We're gonna get all the basics fit. We're gonna get the car out ugly. We're gonna test it. We're gonna beat it up before we make it really pretty. And hopefully with everything that we've done some cool stuff. Hopefully it works out awesome. I mean, I've just taken what I've done in every other race car that we've built.